Don't go shouting on them, telling them how they hurt you and how they should pay and how they should be sorry. Hello and welcome back to my space. My name is Therapist Maryanne. My space is all about mental health awareness and wellness. You have been able to learn about how to identify when you have poor mental health, and in today's video we are going to dig deep into how to cope with these things, how to cope for good mental health. We all have our coping skills, but then there are usually positive coping skills and negative coping skills. Negative coping skills include things that are usually not helpful in the long run. They may work at that moment, but then in the long run, they do not work out. Some include things such as self-harm. So this can include things such as cutting yourself or being so hard on yourself. It usually looks as if you're coping with that thing or it makes you feel better, but then in the long run it usually harms, let's say, your self-esteem. When you look at what you have done, bringing yourself down, mostly it damages your self-esteem. Another way to cope can be avoidance. Now this can include things such as walking away, pretending as if nothing wrong has happened so that you do not have to confront this thing that has happened. And this doesn't work, and they will always come out somehow, sometime. So the other thing is the use of alcohol or drugs to be able to cope. Of course, these things are usually mood-altering substances, and they may make you feel better or cope better or feel calm at that moment, but have you really sorted that problem? You can even engage in things such as even eating. When you become addicted to it, or when you eat every time that you're stressed, this is a negative coping mechanism, and it usually just masks or covers whatever is going on. Another thing can be things such as walking away or even engaging in a fight whenever someone provokes you. Think about destroying relationships, even if it's with a stranger, like hooting or road rage because someone maybe blocked your way. You see, it will feel good at that moment, but then in the long run it brings up negative effects. And this is why I am going to talk about the positive coping skills, because they are going to handle the situation. We have emotion focused coping skills and we have problem solving coping skills. So emotion focused coping skills usually just deal with the emotion that you're experiencing. When it comes to problem solving, it means taking care of the problem or the situation. If something is not serving you, then you have to deal with that problem, not only the emotions that are being caused by the problem. Let's talk about the emotion-focused coping skills. So one of them is things like relaxation techniques. I know you have been hearing about breathing in and out, and you can imagine, I don't know if you've ever been angry or annoyed, and then someone tells you, relax, relax. How do you really react? Do you relax or it even escalates you further? There are usually coping mechanisms that help us to relax, such as deep breathing. Just place your hand on your belly, and then when you breathe, you have to feel your tummy rising and falling or contracting. So what you can do is take a deep breath in, out. So I'm sure you can even realize how my shoulders are moving when I breathe in and out. So when you do this, let's say for like 5 times, it helps oxygen go to your body and relaxes your body so that you can even be able to think clearly. The other things can be things that are distracting. So let's say an example, I am constantly thinking about how did that person tell me that, or how could they even tell me that. So you see, the more I am focusing, the more angry I'm getting. So I may need things to stop those thoughts. That's why we have distraction coping skills. This can include things such as taking a walk, and this therefore can help me distract from thinking about that person or that situation that has caused me to have negative emotions. Other things can be even watching a movie, listening to music, calling someone, just engaging in a different activity rather than dwelling on the problem at that moment. Another good coping skill can be doing the opposite action. Someone just annoys you. So you can choose to either do it back, and of course it will feel good to you, but then is that really something that you want to be known for? Another opposite action to do is, let's say you feel like isolating yourself from people. You see, this is not a positive way of coping because it can even lead to going down the drain. You can instead opt to call someone who you like. You can share your story, or even if you do not open up about what you're going through, then just talking to them can help uplift your moods. So another coping mechanism that you can be able to apply is emotional awareness. So it is really good to notice, what am I really feeling? So, and the way to do this mostly is just being in the moment. You can write down. You see, whenever you write down, it's like you're listening to yourself and talking to yourself at the same time. So you can be able to reflect and see, enyewe Maryanne, this is what you're going through, and then I can be able to see it in black and white instead of just having thoughts which are repeated and unorganized. The other coping skill is mindfulness. My former boss used to tell us mindfulness, mindfulness. And what does mindfulness mean? Mindfulness means being in the moment. You see, sometimes we usually focus on things that either have happened or things that are yet to happen instead of what is going on right now. Whenever you find yourself not being in the moment, then you can practice things such as even the relaxation technique that I talked about. Another way you can do is just to look around you, see the things that you can see. For example, for me, I can see a curtain there, I can see a pillow there, I can see my phone here, I can see my mask there, a cup here. So I can also look at the things I can touch. I can touch my hair, I can touch my earrings, I can touch my nose. So such things will help you come back to the present moment, and then you can be able to now think clearly. The other things are things like meditation, you can do yoga, you can even do exercises. So those are the emotion focused coping skills. Let us now go to the problem focused coping skills. When it comes to problem solving, now it's dealing with that problem heads on. And of course, most of the times you have to deal with your emotions first so that you can now be able to handle the problem, because sometimes our emotions can impair our judgment. Problem focused coping skills include things such as having realistic expectations. If you are constantly wanting to control the environment, control people, set the standards, then you might tend to have unrealistic expectations. But it's just good to take people as they are. Don't expect anything from them. If you want things to be done your way, then you might as well do them. So having realistic expectations will help you from not getting disappointed. Other things include setting boundaries. Let people know this is the way I need to be treated, and if you do not treat me that way, then it affects me this way. So this includes expressing yourself in an assertive way. Assertive, I mean, don't be aggressive or passive. Don't go shouting on them, telling them how they hurt you and how they should pay and how they should be sorry. And passive, don't maybe at now we are in this culture for blocking people, canceling people, cutting them off, but this is sometimes not helpful. There are people you can't even cut off, let's be honest. The other thing includes managing your thoughts. Do things such as writing down, so that is journaling. You write down whatever you're thinking, because most of the time the thoughts that usually bring us these negative emotions are usually irrational or logical thoughts. You write the irrational thought, I mean, and then you write the rational thought on the other side, and this can help you manage and cope with this thing. Another problem-focused coping skill can include realistic things such as even having a to-do list, so that you're not confused about what to do and maybe things keep piling up because you did not prioritize them. Another thing is eating healthy. We are told not just eating, but healthy living in general, eating well, exercising, good hygiene, sleeping well, because these things usually affect our general wellness and well-being. It can promote the good hormones that usually are helpful in fighting stressful situations. So these are things that you can do to be able to even prevent just anything from triggering you. The other thing can be writing a gratitude list. I cannot stress enough how helpful this is. Even if you do not find something to be grateful about, just be grateful for being here, for watching this video, for having the internet to see this. So there are usually many things that we can be grateful for, and you'll actually see it's not a bad life after all. Engage in things such as affirmations. If you do this every morning, let me tell you, this is going to naturally be a part of you. Doing it straight for 21 days, that it becomes a part of you. Then whenever you're faced with a tough situation that can make you interpret it in a negative way, then you can remind yourself that I got this and I am going to do this and I am enough, I am confident, and it will help you boost your mood and your emotions. These are the things that you can do to cope with negative emotions and just having a good mental health in general. Let me know which ones you have been applying or which one you're going to apply. And if there are others that you may want us to know, please don't hesitate to comment down below. Thank you so much for joining me, for taking your time to listen to me. I really and truly appreciate. See you in the next one. Until then, bye bye for now.